Welcome back to Black Swan Outdoors, and today we are going to talk about navigation. Now, this is going to be a field exercise from the video series we did on navigation. So I did I think 10 or 15 part tabletop instructions on how to do land navigation. So this is going to be the field component of it. So if you're not familiar with the terminology or kind of the things that we're talking about here, I would suggest going back and watching that video before you watch this one. If you just want a quick refresher on land navigation, this is going to be just a very quick video as far as just a in the field video for basic land nav. So I'm not going to get into a lot of the detail, and I'm not going to cover everything on land navigation. I'm just going to talk about some basic stuff so that you can visualize this if the tabletop thing was a little hard to understand. So I'm out here, as you can see, at my, I just call it the campsite, back in the back of the property. I'm just not very far from my house at all. In fact, actually, you can kind of see in the back there's a barn where the homestead's at. So as you can see, I'm not deep down in the woods. I'm just outside. So here's the issue. I am out hiking. Doesn't matter where I'm at. And I need to find my way home. I need to find my way to the parking lot or wherever. Now, clearly, I have a trail right here. Now let's say that trail forked and I have no idea which trail I needed to take, or there's no trail at all. So how would I get home? How would I use my map and compass to get me in the right direction? So very quickly, there's a couple things that if you watch the videos, we're going to do. One is relying on the compass, and one is relying on your map itself in terrain association. And so I can very quickly look at the terrain around me, look at the map, and determine, okay, yeah, this is the direction I need to go. Or if I'm familiar with the area or the map, I'm just going to look at my compass and say, okay, well, I need to go south. This trail is taking me south, so I'm just going to go south, which means I'm going to, so Red Fred in the shed, and I'm going to put him there, and that is going to take me directly north. So if I put turn my dial to complete south, and I spin my compass to Red Fred in the shed, right there, that's going to take me south, and that's the general direction I need to go. So if I had to make the choice between one trail and another trail, or I just wanted kind of a gross area, direction of travel, then I can very quickly determine. Now, let's say for the sake of this video here, we want something a little bit more precision. I want to use my map with my compass. Great. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my compass, and I'm going to put Red Fred back in the shed here on north, lining up one of these lines, these vertical lines, the grid lines on my map, and I'm going to turn my map until Red Fred is in that shed. Now what I've done is I've oriented my map. So what I see down on the map is what I see in front of me right now. So now I've created a better visualization for my terrain association. So next I'm going to try to find my location on the map. And it's kind of hard to see, but it's right here. And so what I want to do is I want to find my exact location. I can triangulate. I can kind of have I know I'm on a trail. I can kind of shoot a compass bearings. So that's in another video. You can watch that. But I'll tell you right now, from terrain association, I'm down here. The stream is on the left, right here. And see that ridge up there? That's right here. And then I'm in a draw. You can see it's high hillside down here, high hillside up here. So I've got the stream, I've got the hills, I've got this. So I've really quickly, with my terrain association, determined that I'm in this general area, and that's really good enough. A lot of times people want to get very, very precise, which is fine and it's good, but sometimes the precision takes too much time, and you don't need it. It's unnecessary. And so a lot of times you'll see people on videos where they talk about ranger beads. Well, that's a technique that's used for dead reckoning, and I guarantee you anyone who says that they use ranger beads for land navigation are pulling your leg. That's not true. Nobody uses ranger beads for land navigation, and very few people use lensatic compasses. Certainly if you are trained with a lensatic compass or you're comfortable with that, that's fine. I have no beef with lensatic compasses, but they're not as helpful. Having a base plate compass is going to be much more helpful. I don't want to get too preachy on this, but just keep in mind your sources when people say they use ranger beads. You know, most hikers are going to use a watch or time guesstimates, because you don't often need that level of precision. But anyway, so I found my location here using Terrain Association and just being familiar with the area. I need to get here. This is where my house is. This is we'll call it the parking lot. So I'm going to take my compass. I'm going to put it down here on the draw, right next to the river. Again, it doesn't have to be exact. I don't have to find the absolute exact terrain that I'm on. You know, I don't have to look at counting the intervals and trying to figure out exactly where I'm at. I can have a pretty good estimate right there. And then I'm going to put the edge of the compass on the line of travel that I want to take. All right, so that line of travel is done. Next, I'm going to then take my dial here, and I'm going to put Red Fred in the shed. Boom. All right, so it says 260 degrees. So I'm going to need to walk 260 degrees. If I stay on that bearing, it's going to take me directly to my car or my house. Now, the reason why I said that people don't need to worry about being exact is that trail is going to meander. That trail, I might come across a tree, I might come across a cliff, I might come across something. It doesn't really, unless I have to stay very, very exact, I can move a lot quicker if I just keep this, keep my bearing at 260 degrees, and I'm, you know, within a few degrees. The longer I walk off degree, though, if you can see this V, the further off I'm going to get. So that could make some very, very serious mishaps if I was going a very, very long period of time. But I'm not. This is a very short leg, and this is why you want to kind of plan things out in short legs, so that once I get closer to that house, or I can get closer to features that I can use, I'm going to be good to go. I don't need to worry about being precise in that regard. So, yeah, so basically, I've just put Red Fred in the shed, and here we go. So I can now take my map. I'm going to put my compass, Red Fred, in the shed, and I'm going to walk. Oh no! I have a path here. I need to make a choice. Which path should I take? Well, the compass is telling me, keep going this way. So, I have now known I don't have to make the decision and make a guess on where I'm going. But if you can see, I can have clear line of sight right to my location. So no, I can put away my map and compass, and I can casually walk right to my location. Now, a lot of times you'll see people with mirrored compasses, which are great. Mirrored compasses have a lot of benefit. They can be very helpful, but in an area that's very dense, like if I was going to go up into those woods here, that mirror would have absolutely no benefit to me. You know, if I'm in a large area like a mountainous area where I'm going across long legs, that makes a big difference to be precise. But most people don't need that in most conditions. It's just added weight. So the mirror is helpful for looking for ticks in uncomfortable places. It's great for signaling in a survival situation. But as far as land navigation, it's not terribly helpful for most people in most situations. So if you're looking for a compass, a simple base plate compass with 2 degrees of inclination and that glows in the dark and has a magnifying glass is going to serve you much better, in my opinion. Lighter, easier to carry, because most of the time, what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to know if I'm just going to be dialing in those kind of gross cardinal directions, and glancing at my compass, just to see, okay, am I heading north, am I heading south in the areas that I'm at, especially if I'm familiar with the area. And so I don't want is a heavier compass than necessary, because I want to be able to kind of glance down very quickly and not have to open that compass up. And also I'm going to wear this around my neck when possible. And so that way I always have the compass on my person, and I don't want a big bulky compass or heavier compass around my neck all the time. Now obviously you could put it in your pocket and you could put it in a pack or whatever, and that's fine, but that's just me. I would rather have something that's light and around my neck. So that was just a quick tutorial. Hopefully that was helpful for some people that were a little foggy on some of the land nav stuff. I've got more videos on land nav, and if you have anything that you would like me to redo or to talk about in more detail, please let me know. I'd be happy to share. And let me get home. I'm getting hungry.